Hello guys, welcome to this video. In our last video, I made the first step or the first method to clean the board, which we did here. As you can see here, we cleaned the board. Let me go up a little bit. Here we cleaned the board. We did this in our last video. We cleaned the board and then we allowed the players to continue since there was no winner. In this video, I'm going to implement the second step. I'm going to implement the second step to achieve this. We can get rid of this, but as of now, let's just copy this entire code to another file and then we can use that. We can edit it there without affecting this current one, because now right now this is working 100% fine. There are still some things that need to be touched on it, but let's not affect or touch this particular one. Let's just move it to another file. So what I'm going to do is Control A, copy everything, and then Control C. And then let me have a file here. Let me Control A, Control V. So I just moved the other here to a new file. So now I can get rid of this condition that we did here. Let's do the same thing for the first one. Get rid of this condition. Okay, about to square one. So this way, like I explained before this video, I explained initially before this video, I said that we're going to create what is called the initial position. We're going to definitely like assign it what our initial post 1, post 2 values are. No, initially post 1 is equals to 1, post 2 is equals to 2, post 3 to that of post 9 is equals to 9. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to write a list that I'm going to hold this. I'm going to make a list comprehension to loop through all these all post variable, the value that are inside of this list, and check whether that of our initial post is available on it. So if you're getting it confusing, no worry, when we write it, it's going to be going to understand it a little better. Let me create a variable and then give it all of our initial post, which is going to be it posts. Talking about our initial post, is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Know that these are all of our initial position. So what are we going to do now? We're going to try to make a list comprehension to check what is inside there. Any of this data of our initial post, does it appear inside this all post? So let me create a variable called avail, which stands for available. Or can say create a list. Can say x. Can say for x in all post, which means x in all. This is basically going to check all the values in our initial post. So I'm going to print out the avail to get all the values in and then run it again. As you can see here, avail down here is giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's continue. Right, let me say 1 and then 5. You can see avail. You can see what avail did here. 1, 2 is beginning to change. Just trying to loop with this avail currently now is exactly the same thing with that of all posts. If I were to print all posts, it's going to be the same, because this is just say for s in all posts, just printing out the values in all posts. So inside there, we're going to check if 1 is available, 2 is available, 3 is available, 4, 5, 6, 7, whether if any of them is still available. Since they are available, that means there's space within our container, so we're not going to do anything there. So let me remove this. So now I have to make a condition. We can say, we'll come and say if x is init our initial. So this initially is going to go here x. Let's say our x initially, because x is talking about the x, all the values inside here. Let's say initially is x, for example, or let's say it's o or is 1. I don't know, anyone is it. They print it out, and then it's going to go inside this init post here. I'm going to check init post, check what that x is inside this init post right here. Once it's inside, I'll know that what we're handling here is number string of number. Once it's inside there, that means there's still a space within our all post. Hope it's not confusing. If it's confusing, I think that's the best way to explain it. Don't worry, as we go on, you are going to definitely understand it a little bit more. And then when we are, since this condition is checking to check whether if is what the x the x that is inside of the value inside here, what if is inside here. As we keep on updating the files on the way, this avail is going to keep on changing, and it's going to be reducing. Because okay, let's run it. Let's not talk much, let's run it. Okay, you can see this is our avail. Okay, let's say I put 3, then I put, okay, so I didn't print the avail out, so I printed it out, so it display is for that of this guy. Okay, let's say 6. You can see our view. Did you notice anything? Because this number, you can see the 3 is no longer here and 6 is no longer here. 3 is being played here and 6 is being played. That means that it's decreasing. As we keep on playing, it's decreasing. Let's say if I play 8, and then if I play, since I didn't print it out, before the player 2 played, yeah, because I didn't print out, it didn't show. Let's say I played on 5 2, you can see that 3 is gone, because you can see that 3 is gone, and then 8 is also gone. Okay, 8 is gone here, and then 5 2 is gone, because I play. If I see it keep on decreasing to the extent that both of it will become 0. If the entire place is being occupied, to end up becoming 0. Because what this does, if it's still inside, if this x, let's say 1, if it's still inside there, it's going to be printed out. Hope it's not confusing. If this x, let's say initially here was 1, right? So this 1 now, is this still inside? If it's inside there, it's going to be printed out here. That means this array is going to have that 1. So if it's not inside it, it's not going to be printed, because this condition check. If it's still inside, it's going to be printed. In a situation where all these have turned to x and o, it's not going. There's nothing. It just be 0. It's not. If you check the length, it's going to be. They're not to be inside the container. So this is where the juicy part comes in. This is what we want. So if len equals to 0, this is what is in all, what is in this of our init, none of them appears in this all post. That means here avail is going to be 0, because this condition, there's nothing to run here again, because everything here have turned to x and o. Nothing like 1, nothing like 2, nothing like 3, nothing like 4, nothing like 5. So everything have turned to 0. So since it's equals to 0, now that means the container is already filled up. What are we going to do? We can just copy this, our initial this like we did earlier. I just want to copy the board too to take effect. Let me copy it and bring it down here. Let me tap, hit your tap, so it will format properly. Then remove this so we can see properly. Okay, also don't forget this your lines. If you don't tap them inside, it's not going to be interesting. Your board is not going to be beautiful again. So you can see the board is going to inherit. Since it's 0, that means we are going to clean the board. And to clean the board, we'll turn this all post 1 to that of 1, post 2 to 2, post 3 to 3. And for that, we know that our board is automatically inheriting from, let's say inheriting, automatically getting the values from this all post. So this all post need to be updated too. So I'm going to copy this all post to this down place. Okay, let me explain what is actually happening here. I know some of us might get confusing here. This all post, why did I bring it down here? Okay, this post 6 for post 1 is now going to be 6, which we want. And this all post, since when the player is playing, we're going to check, we're checking this all post, because this all post automatically taking every value of all the variables. So when we call this up, we're checking when the player is playing, player 1 or player 2 is playing. So we're directly checking for this all post to check whether that particular position that the player is trying to play, whether if it's contain a string of number, if it's containing x or o, like we did here. If it's containing x or o, we're not going to do anything. We're going to tell the player to play somewhere else, because it's already been occupied. So in a situation whereby all this SM, all these post 6, post 5, post 1, post 2 have been changed back to 9, or say let's have changed back to their string of numbers. And then when we player 1 try to play, I play in that particular position, that means that place is now, let's say it's 1, have been become 1. And when we can then play there. If we don't do that, we're still going to mix up. If we don't if we don't allow this all post to be changed there, we're still going to be using this all post. And this all post initially is going to be this all post. It's going to be using all these posts here. And then when it gets changed, when we run this thing, when we run it here, it's going to use your all posts, the current all posts that have been played. Hope it's not confusing, but let's run it and then see our output. I think it's going to make a little bit of sense on the normal sense to display your board and tell, oh, you have cleared the board, or you're clearing. So let me print and say clearing board. Can see clearing board successfully. Okay, fully this I'm putting it just to break. I've talked about it in my previous video. Just make sure to check it out. Let me copy this. Remember, it need to be before the start playing. So let me copy this. To paste. So I just copied and paste. Nothing much. It's going to be just going to this initial one is going to check before player 1 play, and it's going to check before player 2 plays. So I think this should be it. Let's run. Let me close this and run. As you can see, player 1 you are X and player 2 you are 0. So player 1, let me try occupying the board. So let's say 8, player 1 8, player 2 9, player 1 your turn. Let's say player 1 decided to play on 6, player 2 decided to play on 5, and player 1 now. Once player 1 plays, now there's not going to be any winner. Let's see what's going to happen. 1 and then click. You can see okay, what happened here? What happened in our code? Okay, sorry, I played sorry, I played 1 instead of 2 because 1 is already been occupied, so it's 2. I'm going to play 2. You can see clearing board. You can see clearing board. It was turned back to that of our initial board, and then clearing board successful. There are just things that I put to let us know that we have cleared the board successfully. You can see the current board. So then I can continue to play. I played on 5. You can see I can continue to play without any problem. So this is just another way we can achieve this. There's still a whole lot of other ways that you can get online to handle this, but it's just basically the simplest way you can do this. I can think of to make it for beginners to understand. So I think we have come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It will not take money from your bag, or it's not going to take any money from your purse. So I'll be happy to see you in the next video. We'll be wrapping up this game. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video.